Hi everybody, welcome back to Critical Mass. Well, last night we went and saw Star Wars, the ninth film in the Star Wars series, Rise of the Skywalker, and we didn't tell each other what we thought about the movie. In fact, we're going to film each of our own reaction, not non-spoiler, there's not going to be any spoilers in it. Paul will go first, I'll go second, and then we're going to come back and watch it and do another video and argue about it. Unless we both totally agree. Because that happens all the time.
Okay, so Don and I went to see Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And everything is so toxic out there right now with regard to the Star Wars series that is anybody actually reviewing the movie, or are they reviewing the trilogy as a whole? I just want to review the movie. Now, was the movie good? Well, it was okay. There were a lot of problems with it. First of all, I didn't care about anything. They were going here and they were going there and they're fighting about this, arguing about that, and there was no emotional impact at all. I didn't have 1 ounce of caring about anything that happened in this movie. There was no tension, no dread, no hope, no cheering, no nothing. If you watched the review of Charlie's Angels that we did a while back, Kristen Stewart was the best part of that movie, and she was the comic relief, and she would say all of these funny things, and then you're wondering to yourself, why am I not laughing? She said a funny thing, but the jokes never seemed to land, and that's what this movie was in spades. They were doing things, and nothing had any emotional impact whatsoever. The movie was beautiful. All of the CGI, all of the landscapes, cinematography, it was all beautifully shot. The characters were all fantastic. They all acted very well, especially Kylo Ren. He was the best part of this movie. I really dug the way he portrays his character. However, even though Rey is doing such a great job acting, I don't care about anything that she has to do or has done. There's nothing. Chewie even gets into this dire situation, and I did not care. It's Chewie, and I didn't care. Now, a lot of this has to do with the way the series was set up from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and how there was no overarching vision for the entire saga. They just kind of piecemealed everything together. So, yeah, whereas in A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, we had this overarching story and we were invested in how Luke was going to confront Vader and the Empire at the end of the third movie. In this one, we don't get that, so we're not following along piece by piece, step by step to get to the resolution. So, okay, I'm not emotionally invested. Now, was this movie good though? Well, as a standalone movie, it was fine. I did dig how they set up the Emperor, and his presence was very large on screen. You wondered how this was going to pan out. You knew that Rey was going to win. You knew that Rey and Kylo were going to get together, but you wondered how it was going to happen. So that was fine. I did find that the movie had them going from place to place to place to place to place, and it was just kind of a lot jammed in there, and like I said, I didn't really care where they were going or what they were doing there. I did see how they tried to fix a lot of the things that were broken with regards to the fandom. The fandom was complaining about how they did this, how they did this, how they did this. Rose is on screen a few times, but she plays her character really straight. Nothing that harkens back to the previous movie. She's not this lovesick puppy dog going after Finn. They do use Finn a lot more. They don't send him off on this wild goose chase to do nothing. So they were trying to fix a few things that went wrong. And I give them props for that. This movie is a good popcorn flick. Will you watch it 2-3 times? Probably not, but it was decent. Anybody who's trashing this movie as it's a garbage movie, I think they're just caught up in all the toxic fandom that's been happening over the last few movies. It's really not a bad movie, and I think if people have some time to calm down now that Star Wars is done, they'll see that, yeah, it's not so bad, and all of their hurt feelings from the series as a whole is what they were viewing rather than the movie. Now, let's go see what Don said.
Okay. Rise of Skywalker, Episode 9 of Star Wars, and the third in the line of the new trilogies. Where do I start? Alright. Overall opinions of this movie, we're going to do spoiler-free reviews to begin with. I was kind of bored in this movie. I was actually kind of falling asleep while watching this. It was like paint by numbers. Nothing really surprised me. I got so tired of the force projection in this, the Rilo connection, that, it went from, being able to pretend that you're there, like Luke Skywalker did at the end of The Last Jedi, where he was pretending he was there and going to battle, but to actual, lightsaber fights now, and knocking things over in other rooms, and no matter where what? Suddenly you can reach across in this force projection and grab something and bring it over to you, hundreds of galaxies away. What is with that? Like there is no thing that can't be done now if you can do this. If you can just reach across and grab something, then you can just reach across and drop a bomb and let the bomb go and the person's dead. You break your connection. It's like a transport machine. Transport a bomb over there, boom, they're dead. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense at all. And why they had to double down on it, I don't know. Well, I kind of do, because, J.J. Abrams started the trilogy, and then Rian Johnson came in and threw it all away, and now J.J. Abrams came in and threw out all of what Rian Johnson did. The characters that he introduced, Rian Johnson, basically have zero screen time in this movie. Rose, who is a fairly main character in The Last Jedi, basically gets left on a planet for the entire thing and appears in exposition. At one point they even run over and say, "Hey Rose, we're going out and we're going to head off and we're going to fight these people. We're going to go and do this mission. We're going to save the galaxy. You ready to come?" She goes, No, General Leia asked me to do something, so I'm just going to stay here. Have a good trip." And they go, "Okay, see you later." There are so many flaws that I can get into with this, that this movie seemed like it should be 6 hours long, and they put it into 2.5. And it's one of those, it's a video game is what this is, where you start your character and how am I going to save the galaxy? Well, you have to go over and find this thing. Well, how do I find that thing? Well, go look over there. So they head over there and look. Oh, it's all destroyed and everything. But look, there's a clue. It says go there. So now we'll travel there. That's what this movie is. That's what the movie is. And I did see a lot of comments saying, "Oh, the lightsaber battles are fantastic." Well, visually, they're fantastic. The fight choreography, not really fantastic. It's very, there's no real smooth motions and like this. It's all, like anyone could block it. You don't have to be a Jedi to do that. So, but visually, yeah, very pretty movie. Um, but yeah, I was so bored. I was just bored in this movie. And I hope they get rid of everybody involved in the Star Wars universe right now, as far as the movies are concerned, and start over. Because they didn't know what they were doing. Get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. I hate to say it, but get rid of her, because all of this is her. It has to fall on her. She's in charge. Kevin Feige, if the Marvel Universe would have collapsed, well, it would have been all on him. So this collapsed, it's all on her. I have no inkling to watch this movie again. So as a huge Star Wars fan, as somebody who absolutely still loves Star Wars, and at least a couple times a year I watch the original trilogy, at least a couple times a year, I have no inkling to ever watch The Last Jedi again and never watch Rise of Skywalker. How sad has that? How depressing is that that's where we've come? And there is one thing I will touch on with Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher. It just looked awkward. You knew she wasn't in the movie. They hashed together old film clips, and you could tell that the face sometimes didn't quite fit, or the expressions didn't quite seem to be what the character should be talking about. And it at this point, I wish they just would have done, a good CGI job or something, because it just looked bad. And I felt really bad for this because, they had such an opportunity with the original cast all getting back together, and at no point did they ever put them in the same movie. At no point did they do that in any of them. And they try and bring Luke Skywalker back. Luke's a little bit more like himself in this movie, but he's in it for a few seconds. And that's it. So no, did I like the movie? No. Was I bored in the movie? Yeah. Will I see it again? No. Should you see it again? Or see it to begin with? If you're a Star Wars fan, you have to see it. It's the end of it. But if you're just a casual moviegoer, you can just skip this movie and you would be none the worse for wear. Alright, so you've seen what I thought. And you've seen what Paul thought. And we haven't yet. So we're going to go and watch it ourselves and see how... I have a feeling we usually aren't. We're like this with Star Wars. I like the first one. He didn't like it. I hated the second one. He didn't mind it as much. I don't think you're a big fan of it.
No,
but you did like it more than I did.
Yeah.
I despised it. So what do we think? We don't know. So we're going to go watch it. You guys just watch it right now. And tomorrow we're going to come back with our final thoughts on this movie and Star Wars as a whole, because it's the end of the trilogy. And I'm going to have to explain why Paul's wrong. I don't know.
And it's all going to be spoilers. Spoilers.
We're going to, right off the bat, any of the big spoilers, we're going to spoil it.
If there's a mystery in the movie, don't watch this video if you don't want to know it, okay?
But watch this video. Don't watch the other video. And if you're seeing this, you've already watched this video.
Yeah, good one.
See you tomorrow.